Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. I'm completely on the wrong tab. There we go. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're doing a tank review and I'm going to be doing it on the Bourrasque. Now what is the Bourrasque? For those of you who have been living under a rock for the past 10 days, this thing is the latest reward tank for the Mission Marathon. The event has now finished, so I'm probably very late on this video. I was going to do it a couple of days ago, but I've had a cold and have currently got a cold, so if I'm sniffly or sound weird, that's why. But yeah, the Bourrasque, it's a tier 8 French medium tank, although it plays very much like a light tank, and it was free technically after doing a Mission Marathon, and it's a good crew trainer for your bat chat. Now in this video, I'm going to be running down the stats of the vehicle, comparing it to some others, you know, your standard, and then I've got some ace tank gameplay at the end of the video. I'll also give you my opinion whether I think this tank is worth it if it ever comes on sale in the future. And yeah, so let's jump over into Tanks GG and we'll just go down the stats of the tank. So, here we go, guys. We've got the Bourrasque over here on the left. The Lorraine 40T, just because it's obviously the other tier 8 French premium medium that has an autoloader. I've then also gone with the Batchat 12T and the Even 90, obviously both tier 8 as well. But these are the tier 8 light tanks, just again to get a comparison, because this tank, as you will find out very quickly, is kind of like a halfway hero between a medium tank and a light tank. First things first, DPM, looking pretty promising. 1,800, which is very good considering it is technically an autoloader. I say technically an autoloader because it only has a two shell magazine, which is quite low, but again, we'll come back to that in just a second. Standard penetration of 190 millimeters. Again, it's not too bad, honestly. 190 it's probably on the lower side compared to most tier 8 mediums, but it's not too shabby, obviously, in this comparison compared to the Lorraine, but the Lorraine has got very, very good standard penetration. Also, on the tank, it has got, I can't remember how much premium pen it's got, but I think it's about 230 or 240, something along those lines, and it's APCR. Both standard and premium rounds are APCR on this thing. Damage, 360. This is a 105mm gun, so the biggest gun in this comparison. They're all actually different caliber guns. But it does 360 damage per shot, which is very, very meaty for a tier 8, any tier 8 tank really, but especially a tier 8 medium. It really hits hard. Now, like I said, this thing is an autoloader, 2 shells in the magazine with a 2-second intra-clip reload, which probably is the party piece of this tank. The fact that you can do 720 damage in 2 seconds. You compare that to everything else, and that's ridiculous. 720 in 2 seconds. The Batchat, 680 in 6 seconds. The Lorraine, yes, obviously it's got massively higher potential damage of 1200, but it takes 7.5 seconds to unload all of those shells, which means you have to stay exposed for quite a long time. The Even 90, we're not even going to talk about the gun on the Even 90 because it's shocking. The DPM and the intra-clip. Ammo capacity of 36, which is obviously quite low, but because of the quite high average damage, the potential damage is pretty decent. And the shell velocity as well of 1,000 meters per second is also pretty decent. Now, on to what makes this gun kind of more interesting and not just your bog standard gun, is it shocking. There's no other word for it. Absolutely shocking aim time and accuracy. 3.5 seconds aim time and 0.42 accuracy is ridiculous. Nobody ever said the Lorraine is accurate or has got good aim time, and that makes this thing look incredible. It does make up for it a bit with insanely good dispersions whilst on the move, turning the tank, and when turning the turret as well. 6 degrees of gun depression is it does kind of feel awkward, especially after you've been playing the Lorraine, but you can make it work. That's not what this tank is about. You don't really want to be sniping, playing on a ridgeline in this thing if you can help it. This thing it's an assassin. You get in for 2 seconds and then you get out. You do the damage, you get out. You don't hang around. You don't try and brawl with anything. You don't try and do anything. You fire. If you miss, great, get out, come back another time. Now, again, another thing that makes this tank kind of unique, and kind of what I was saying at the start, it's halfway between a light tank and a medium tank, is its mobility. 62 kilometers an hour forwards, 23 in reverse. That's not far off light tanks. Obviously, French light tanks are pretty quick. The reverse speed, very, very nice at 23, 62 forwards, and it's also got 25 horsepower per ton power to weight ratio. Ridiculous, again. For a medium tank, very, very good. That's like borderline CDC, and obviously CDC was very good. It's even better than the Even 90, and that thing is a light tank. Terrain resistances as well, same as a light tank, so it's not even like it bogs down there. Nobody ever complained that the Lorraine was a slow tank, and this thing makes the Lorraine look pretty sluggish, to be fair. The tank does only weigh 12 tons, literally like 30 kilograms more than the batch at 12T, so don't go ramming anything. It is definitely not a good idea. The turret traverse, pretty good, 55 degrees a second, actually incredibly good at 55 degrees a second. The tank traverse of 40 does feel a little bit sluggish when you're going at full speed, and you'll probably see that in the gameplay that I've got coming up at the end as well. I don't really like the traverse speed. I wish it was a little bit higher. 42, 45 would be quite nice. Armor, nothing to talk about here. There is no armor. If you get hit in this tank, it's more than likely going to overmatch. The only part of the tank that doesn't get overmatched is the very front plate, and that's only if you've got 120mm caliber gun or lower. Everything else is going to go straight through. Health, again, on massively towards the lower end. I think it's the lowest health on a tier 8 medium tank. Really, really not great, but that's not what this thing is about. Pretty decent view range as well of 390. Better than the 380 of all of the rest of the tanks, especially considering it's a medium tank. And an important thing that's sometimes overlooked, a shell cost of 780 meters a second? I'm on shell velocity. 780 credits, which, considering it does 360 average damage per shot, this thing's actually a really, really, really good moneymaker. Because the Lorraine's shells cost more and do less damage, so, and obviously credits are all about doing that damage. So it's not too shabby, pretty decent moneymaker. Like I said, no armor to talk about, so I'm not even going to bother going into the armor viewer. Let's jump back into the garage. I'll just quickly talk you through some crew skills and bits and bobs like that, and then we'll jump into the gameplay. Right, so quickly back into the garage. I won't make this too long because it's a premium tank, so you're probably not going to have a standalone crew for it. It is, like I said, a perfect batch at crew trainer. 3 crew members, the commander also being the radio operator and a loader, the gunner also being a loader, and the driver obviously just a standalone driver. I do quite like the model of this tank. It is pretty good. Yeah, like I said, you're probably not going to have a standalone crew, but if you do, you do. You're going to want Sixth Sense, you're going to want Brothers in Arms, you're going to want camo, repairs, and then you're going to want to buff your view range. Simple as that. Something that's also quite good is like Snapshot and Smooth Ride. Off-road driving, never a bad shout. Your standard, really. Again, I'm not going to go too much into it. Obviously, because this thing is an autoloader, equipment-wise, you can't fit a gun rammer. So my recommendation, even though it's really, really good already, I'd still recommend using a vertical stabilizer. It's because that aim time's so long. I've gone with a coated optics as well. Obviously, because you play this thing kind of like a light tank, medium tank hybrid, it is incredibly good at spotting. And I've gone with improved vents as opposed to a gun laying drive. There is definitely an argument for a gun laying drive, but the way I've been playing this thing and kind of the way I've been using it, a gun laying drive isn't really necessary. If you're aiming for that long, you're probably too far away to be shooting something. You want to get it up close with this thing. Obviously, the camo, this is something that's not in Tank CG. The camo is pretty ridiculous. I run a premium consumable as well, just because if you catch fire on this thing, it's got such low hit points, it's probably not really worth it. And it's you shouldn't be getting hit. If you get hit, you've done something wrong. Your hit points are there as a last resort towards the end of the game. But at the same time, obviously with this gun, with the such high clip potential, real quick, it's 240 premium pen. Trading is okay, especially with things like other tier 8 medium tanks, anything with like 240 alpha. You do 720 to them, they do 240 to you. It's still a pretty good trade. But yeah, that's everything to do with the tank, guys. The stats, everything like that. I'll let you guys make a decision, and I'll give you my recommendation right at the end. Oh, I'm looking at Primo Victoria now. What I think about this tank. But anyway, without further ado, let's go jump into the gameplay. So, here we go, guys, into the gameplay. Now, like I said, the Bourrasque Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank. This is the best matchup you're going to get in this tank. But please, please, please don't take this as, oh my god, it's only good in a top tier matchup. This is just my best game I've had in the tank. This is the only, I'm going to spoil it, ace tanker I've had in the tank. The ace is very, very difficult to get in this thing. I looked on what replays, and the ace tanker was 1633 base XP. It was ridiculous. That's higher than the Object 279E. That's higher than I think near enough anything else in the game at the minute. First two shots, not exactly great. Onto the side of an IS-3, you can see there the accuracy and the aim time is absolutely shocking. But anyway, back to the gameplay. The game. I've had very good games in my tier 8 games, in tier 10 games as well. It's very, very good. Now, we know this is roughly where the Jackson was last spotted. 590 health on the Jackson. We fire 1. We fire 2. We finish him off. I just want you guys to appreciate how brutal, absolutely brutal this tank is in a matchup such as this. Near enough all of their tier 6 tanks died to me in 2 shots. Anything except from the heavies die in 2 shots. It's insane. Pick up the kill on the AMX 1357 as well. Tier 7 French, God, I can't even speak today, premium light tank. And this is where we start spotting some things. I now know, consider that ABR's made kind of like a hero run, I now know that there's absolutely nothing gonna really spot me. I fire, I notice I don't get spotted, I fall back. Again, I want you guys to pay attention. Look how poor the accuracy is and how long it takes to aim. And you've got to remember, this is with full, like, you know, premium consumable, full equipment, 100% crew with rods and arms, blah, 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 yeah. I can't imagine having this thing without really having a decent crew and stuff in it. But here we go, IS-3, same tier heavy tank. Take his tracks off with the first, 2 seconds later, 755 damage. That's half that guy's health. Something that I was really upset here that the AMX 1375 got me kill. I was on there to get 15 kills in the game. God damn it, AMX. Something that I've been doing a lot, because obviously the Progetto was top of the tree, so I've been meeting a lot of Panteras and Progettos in this tank. And it's ridiculous what you can do to them. You can come around a corner, make sure their turret's not facing your way. You put 720 damage into them. You then back off before they can shoot you. Yes, they know you're there. You go away, you hide for about 20 seconds, you wait for that reload, you come back around, and you shoot them again, and kill them. But because your time between shots is only 2 seconds, if you get the first shot in, you only take 240 health. You literally can kill a full health Progetto and take 240 damage in return. And that's not even that tricky. Now, I'm kind of faffing a bit on top of the hill here. I don't want to go too aggressive, because like I said, in this tank, you've got to pick your fights. You can't just go gun-ho straight into the enemy base, because at the end of the day, 720, nice clip damage, but it's not exactly, if you meet 3 tanks, going to be able to fight your way out of trouble. And because it is an autoloader, you don't have that sustained DPM, you have that burst damage. I keep saying this tank is an assassin. You don't want to be using it getting into prolonged fights. You want to get in, do the damage, get out. EBR Hotchkiss, again, just look how long this thing takes to aim. It's insane. I really like the tank, and I'm really happy they gave it such a long aim time and such poor accuracy, because if this thing had good accuracy and good aim time, it would be ridiculously broken. Anyone could play it, but it's that not being able to sit in a bush at long range and snipe which makes this tank what it is. I say not being able to sit at long range and snipe. We fire 1. We fire 2 at the Lorraine at like 400 meters, 450 meters, I think it was near enough, and we finish him off as well. Very, very nice. Picking up our 3rd kill of the game. Now at this point, I'm genuinely probably still on, not necessarily for a Rise Nice, but for a very high kill game here. And I was actually, obviously you'll see as the game progresses, I was super disappointed with the result. I wish I would have actually got more kills. I think this game could have quite easily been my highest ever amount of kills in the game. But we'll see what happens. So far, we're on 4. Our team is on 5, and somehow we're still losing. I was really worried about that SU, because I thought if he slaps me for 750, it's really, really going to hurt. You can here also see the mobility of this tank is quite good. Go after the CBR. 1. He puts another one into me, but we finish him off with the second. And you can see 23 km/h reverse speed. Very, very nice. You can see the mobility of the tank. It's like I say, it's an assassin. You go in, you do the damage, you get out for about 20 seconds, then you rinse and repeat, you go again. I know this SU's on about 750, I think it was. I just trying to be real careful of him because I do not want to take 750 damage in return. It's not going to be ideal. Try and get a bit of range, see if we can spot him before he spots us. We do spot him. 719. I need to not low roll, not low roll, not low roll. We leave him on 18 health, and then he gets finished off. AT-15 kills the Nashorn, and I think that's the first kill of this game. Actually, no, that is the first kill of this game that I wasn't directly involved in. Is that AT-15A killing the Nashorn. Other than that, we've killed 8 tanks on our team. I could have, if I'd have held the shot, I probably could have killed the IS-3, and obviously if I wouldn't have rolled low, or would have just waited for that 1375 or whatever it was to shoot the SU, I could have picked up the kill on the SU as well. Now, we're going ourselves a little bit of arty hunting, probably looking for this KV-85 as well, and the AT-7. I pop up, there's the arty, 1, second one, I just reverse a bit too quick. I didn't really want to take much damage. I really wish I'd have just stayed there and just secured the shell, but I did move back a little bit too early. Look, I see the AT-7's kind of come around that way, so I decide, no, see you later AT-7, we're not going to deal with you now. KV-85, make sure I've got a nice clean shot, finish him off, 315 damage, and picking up already a top gun, and there's still, what are we on? There's still 6 enemy tanks left alive. I was like, I can still really do well here. That's still a 12 kill game, and everything near enough is pretty close to me. AT-7 takes a hit from Arty. I do enjoy that because that means that I can now one-shot him. We go around, we kill the S-51. There's the AT-7. He's starting to turn my way, but it's too late for him. And we get 2 kills in 2 shots, and then we just run away. We just run away and just say, see you later, guys. I'm out. Have fun with that. T-34-85, I know roughly where he is. I'm lining him up. He gets unspotted. Go for 1 shot. I think that hit him because I didn't see an explosion. Second shot, I think I saw the explosion. So potentially we hit him once there. We might hit him twice, but if we did hit him twice, it was definitely a low roll. Now, I don't know if this is a little bit of greed here, me trying to go for all of the kills in the game, or whether I should have gone to finish off that T-34-85. I know the North's not going to fall. We've still got a Tiger 2 there. I didn't really pay any attention to my team, like, pretty much the entirety of this game. I was just doing my own thing. A big shout out to Panzer Commander, this Dicker Max on my team. Bourrasque is real pro, guys. He did actually after the game. I did play this game on stream. He messaged me and asked whether, like, he said thanks for the good game, and he then continued to follow the stream. So big shout out to that guy. Again, I'm kind of annoyed because we didn't finish off the 12T. It was every kill this game, even though I'm on 8 kills. I'm already on a Radley Walters. I was still like, oh my god. And the T-34-85M dies. Fire on the move. Like I said, this thing's dispersions and everything whilst on the move, really not that bad. I'm saving 1 shell just because I'm not going to take 20 seconds. AMX-13, someone shoots him. I was going to go for the shooting round, but we finish off anyway. And that is what the Bourrasque can do. 4,474 damage that we saw, picking up 9 kills in the process. Like I say, I would have liked more. That SU, if it wouldn't have low rolled the IS-3, I could have probably held the shot, and I reckon I could have gone after the T-34-85M. I could have quite easily got a pools medal in that game, but I'm still not going to complain. One of the issue I did kind of find with this game, obviously I did a lot of damage, but we were starting to run out of shells. You have got to be careful with your shells, like those 2 shots of the ice 3 at the start, complete waste. You have just got to be a little bit careful. Anyway, we're going to jump over into the post-game stats. We'll just talk through those, and then I'm going to go back into the garage. I'm going to explain to you guys what I think about this tank, whether I think it is worth picking it up or not. So anyway, without further ado, let's head over to the post-game stats. So, there we go, guys. That was the Bourrasque, a pretty insane game that I played just there. But this is the point of the video where I'm going to give my opinion. This thing, to me, so far, is absolutely insane. I think all I have to do is just show you my statistics in this tank to show you what I think of this tank. 11 games played. Yes, it's not the highest in the world. But 73% wins, 1,319 average XP, 2,812 average damage. That's on par with most of my tier, not most of my tier 10s, but some of my tier 10s that I play slightly worse in, and I think it's better than nearly every single tier 9 tank I own. Obviously, that'll probably go down a little bit as it's not necessarily a small numbers thing at the minute, because 11 games, you're starting to get an idea, but it's just honestly insane. I've had a high caliber 4 games out of those 11. It's just ridiculous, guys. I really do. I think this tank is probably quite a high skill cap tank, similar to anything like this, where it's got, you know, you have to make your plays. You can't just charge in and take everyone on. You have to be strategic. It's like I say, this thing is an assassin. It's not something designed to go in brawling. You need to pick your fights, know where to be, know the maps well, things like that, which is why I think in the hands of a good player, it will do very well. In the hands of an average player or a not so good player, you'll probably have games where you'll do alright, because you can go in, lose half your health but do 720 damage, go in, lose the rest of your health, do another 720 damage, but you've done 1500 damage, which isn't shocking in a tier 8 medium tank, so you'll probably be okay. But my recommendation, this is a strong tank. It's very unique as well, which I do like. They're not exactly running out of ideas. It's not just a copy pasta of another tank. But yeah, that is the Bourrasque, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider giving the video a like. Recommend to your friends as well if you think they will like it or they're asking about this tank. I have also got a hell of a lot of other World of Tanks videos on my channel, so make sure you subscribe as well. And other than that, thank you all so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. So, there we go, guys. Like I said, that was an ace tanker in the Bourrasque. Ridiculously hard to waste this thing. That was 1,650 base XP. And I think I got something like 1,300 base, and that was a second class. So this thing is absolutely insane. Radley Walters medal for killing 8 or 9 tanks. We got Pascucci's for killing 2 enemy SPGs. Unsurprisingly, high caliber tank sniper, which did kind of surprise me a little bit, just because this tank is not a range, but I did kill the Lorraine at range. We did do a little bit. Top gun as well, obviously. We hit damn near everything on the enemy team. Blind fires wise, we hit the T-34-85M. We did hit it once. And obviously we hit that M36 Jackson twice right at the start of the game to kill him for 590 health, completely blind. Like I said, 5,426 damage, 9 kills, 1,650 base XP. Our team didn't do amazingly. The A215A did pretty well. MX1375, not too bad. Everyone else just sucked, but that was a bit of a carry there by me. The enemy team didn't do that great either. 27 shells fired, 23 hit, and 19 penetrated. And we also did a little bit of assistance, 900 assistance damage there as well. And more importantly, or probably the most importantly, this thing is obviously a premium, so we made a pretty nice 77,815 credits, which after you take away the fact that I fired a lot of premium at the end there, not intentionally, it's just because I ran out of standard shells, because you do need to take a fairly healthy stock of premium rounds just in case you get into those tier 10 games. You don't want to be sitting there with 190mm of penetration. It's not going to do you overly well. But that was still a pretty decent game in terms of credits. And that's without a booster as well, so with the booster you could boost that right up. But anyway, I'm just going to jump back into the garage, guys, give you my opinion on the tank, and we shall wrap up the video there. So let's head over.